Jalen coming out of the game with the injury, and especially since there was so much time left in the game?
I think we handled it well. V stepped in, played a few minutes, really helped us. And as a team, I think we just came together to, try to, do the same things that Jalen does on the court. So it's a tough loss for us, but hopefully he'll be back soon.
For you guys to hold the Cavs to what the shooting percentage they had tonight, how would you guys rate your communication tonight and switching and rotating out in time to contest those shots?
I think it was really good. One of the things Coach always tells us is to contest shots, especially on the back-to-back where we are a little tired. They were on the back-to-back as well, but just to contest shots all game, that's what Coach tells us to do.
Dre, you've been one of the most efficient and effective scorers off the bench since you returned from injury. The month of February, you were second in scoring, 17 points per game, but you're by far the most efficient, almost a 70 true shooting percentage. So how has the game sort of slowed down for you in this role coming off the bench, and what positions do you feel like teams could be in? You can drive to the rim and push it in transition, be effective on defense as well?
I get to read the game coming off the bench. I get to see, the mistakes guys are making, how they're guarding. And mostly it's just, like I said, it's just reading the game from the bench. And once I get in, I just try to, capitalize on what I saw.
You talked about just coming together after Jalen's injury. Sadiq and Bogey definitely stepped up in the fourth quarter, combining for 17. Can you just talk about their performances and what you saw from them down the stretch?
Sadiq played great tonight. Bogey played great. They both hit big shots for us. And, they're both versatile players for us. So they can do a lot out there. Like you said, Jalen is a guy who can do damn near everything on the floor. So when you lose someone like that, everyone has to come together and try to make up, for those stats and, for that play.
Speaking of guys who stepped up, Trent, V, you mentioned already, Garrison, Bruno, just what did you see from them as they kind of rounded out the bench with you tonight?
They were ready. I always respect guys. They don't know if they're going to get in the game, but when they get in it, they're ready. And, Trent's a, main example of that. V tonight, Garrison, if he plays or not, he never knows, but they're always ready, always see him working. So, you can't ask for much more from a teammate.
And Bruno?
Bruno does what Bruno does. I know Bruno in college, so I know how good Bruno is. He just, you got to get an opportunity, and I'm glad he's getting it.
Kind of along the same lines. When you're coming off the bench, you're playing a lot of times with a different group of players. So how do you build up chemistry with players like Trent and Bruno? And how do you build up chemistry with like that different group of people?
We're cool off the court. I think that helps a lot. I think that's a piece that people tend to not see. Usually, if you're friends off the court, it's easy to be friends on the court and get along. So it's not hard at all. They're both unselfish players, so it's pretty easy.
And I think this was the first back-to-back for you in a while. How are you feeling coming off of that 2-game stretch?
Feeling great.
Dre, just kind of following up on what the gentleman asked a moment ago, since coming off the bench and over the past few weeks, you are playing possibly some of the best basketball in which you've played in the Hawks uniform almost a year now in the Coach Snyder's system. Do you feel like you're getting more accustomed to his philosophies, or what would you attribute to your play recently?
I think I said it before, but he gives me a lot of confidence. Like I said, he tells me to shoot more, even when I think I'm shooting a lot. He tells me to be more aggressive when I think I'm being aggressive. So just having someone like that, especially, the coach, to tell me to be aggressive, be more aggressive, and to shoot more, that's like what a player loves to hear. So that's why.
Thank you.